Mystery is made possible by the annual financial support from viewers like you.
ExoMars 2016 lifted off on a Proton-M rocket from Baikonur, Kazakhstan. The mission's main goal is to find out whether or not the red planet is inhabited, with the launch of the Proton-M rocket from the launch pad at the Baikonur cosmodrome, Kazakhstan, carrying the ExoMars 2016 spacecraft to Mars. The search for alien life on Mars has officially entered a new era. The new spacecraft on its way to Mars is set to study the gases released by alien organisms on Mars, and prove once and for all that Mars was in fact inhabited in the past, and that microorganisms are still calling Mars their home today. The ExoMars probe 2016 is a huge nose that will orbit the red planet in hopes of detecting gases emitted by living beings. ExoMars 2016 is the first of a two-phase exploration program. The spacecraft blasted into space from the Baikonur cosmodrome in Kazakhstan at 9:31 Greenwich Mean Time on Monday. The space probe will orbit Mars and measure minute levels of atmospheric gases, among which may be the natural waste product of microbial life on the red planet. Last year, NASA's Curiosity rover registered surges of methane gas levels using the SEM instrument. These show that the base values are lower than thought, just 0.7 parts per billion in volume, ppmv, but data has also shown that the values increase significantly 6 times, on some occasions even exceeding 7 ppmv, 10 times higher. This indicates that there is an additional source of methane of unknown origin. The ExoMars probe will recheck these values and sniff out additional gases that might be the product of microbial life on Mars. On Earth, 90% of all methane in the atmosphere is produced by living organisms. Mission scientists believe they will finally get to the bottom of the enigmatic traces of methane on Mars. While many believe the anomalous methane spikes could be a byproduct of microbial life on the red planet, there are others who believe that it's not necessarily so. In fact, the gas is also released by chemical reactions in rocks, which is why at this point, scientists are still shrouded in a huge Martian enigma. Maybe we can find out if there is life on the red planet, said Mark McCaffrian, senior science advisor at the European Space Agency, ESA, moments before the launch. Once the spacecraft arrives at the red planet, the onboard sensors will sniff out traces of gases in the Martian atmosphere. According to scientists, if the spacecraft detects methane alongside other complex hydrocarbons like propane and/or ethane, the source of these is likely to come from life forms on Mars. However, if the probe detects sulfur dioxide, researchers say that the most likely scenario will be that the methane was formed by a geological reaction and not living organisms. However, there are researchers, such as Dr. John Brandenburg, who has a PhD in theoretical plasma physics from the University of California, who believe that the red planet was inhabited by intelligent civilizations in the past. According to Dr. John Brandenburg, there is enough evidence to prove that at least 2 major nuclear blasts went off on the surface of the red planet in the distant past. The theory proposed by Dr. Brandenburg is based on the traces of uranium and thorium that have been registered on the surface of Mars. This Martian civilization was wiped out by another hostile alien race from elsewhere in the universe. Dr. Brandenburg warns that our civilization could face the same fate. Scientists believe they've found powerful evidence of lost civilizations on the red planet, and in fact, they believe they may have discovered a nuclear signature in the Martian atmosphere that matches that of Earth after a nuclear test. According to scientists, there are very large traces of xenon-129 on Mars, and the only process that we know that produces xenon-129 is a nuclear explosion.